If you love mid-century modern homes and desert modern architecture, you probably already know that one of the most desirable and iconic neighborhoods in Palm Springs is Twin Palms. And if you don't know about Twin Palms, well, that's what I'm going to be showing you here in this video. We're going to drive around. I'm going to take you on a tour of 3 homes that were featured during Modernism Week in 2025. I'm going to show you where you can find Twin Palms on the map in South Palm Springs. And then if you're thinking of buying a home in Palm Springs, there's going to be a link in the description to view homes for sale in Twin Palms. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing some tips on buying a home in Palm Springs. Sometimes I'll hear the neighborhood referred to as Twin Palms Estates, even though the neighborhood organization does call it Twin Palms. And I think the Twin Palms Estates may have been a leftover from originally that area was called the Smoke Tree Valley Estates, not to be confused with Smoke Tree Ranch, which is also in the same general vicinity. So the Alexander Construction Company developed the homes there in I think 56 through maybe 57 and 58, and that was their first large tract in Palm Springs of what was at the time considered modernist homes. They weren't considered mid-century because it was mid-century, I guess. And the homes originally were 1,600 square feet on about 10,000 square foot lots that were meant to have pools and large yards, and many of them have great mountain views, as you see in the video. Okay, so let's pull over and let me find one of the Alexander William Krisels on the tour, like this one, and let's go inside and check it out. So one of the first things people are surprised about with these homes are that even though the exterior elevations are different on all of these William Krisel designed Alexanders, and this is the first of 3 we're going to see, the interior, the floor plan is the same on all of them. So typically what you're going to have is this great room effect on one side of the house with the kitchen, which I'm standing in, and then the dining room, and then the living room back there. And obviously this kitchen has been totally updated and remodeled, but it still has the right mid-century kind of vibe. I like the subway tiles, I like the wood, I like the white cabinets, and you see each end of the room has the clerestory windows, and then there's of course the ceiling to floor glass looking out to the backyard. And check out this backyard. So these are 10,000 square foot lots, plenty of room for a big pool, and you got those nice mountain views. I'm guessing if they were building this community today, they'd probably underground the power lines, but that's just the way it is. Wow, look at the mountains. And typical Krisel design, you see how some of the interior elements extend out to the outside. This one's very nicely done. Coming back inside, as I mentioned, you've got this great room and the clerestory windows you see up top there on both sides. And I do like what they did on the remodel. So let's kind of keep going through this room and get the full effect of this. Yeah, I just scooted down to the other side. You also see the floors and the fireplace, a lot of use of stone here. Let me see if I can walk backwards and chew gum at the same time. Well, I'm really not chewing any gum, but I am walking backwards, just to give you an effect of this. These homes, a lot of times I've noticed, because of the volume with the high ceilings and the kind of construction, they are actually feel larger than they do in a lot of the pictures and a lot of the videos. Love that fireplace. They kept it all original and authentic. Let's go and check out the bedrooms, which are on the other side of the house. One more look at the kitchen, of course. And as you can see, in the other side of the house are where the bedrooms are. This is the primary, as we call it today, but was most likely called the master bedroom when it was built back in the 1950s. Bathroom has been updated, as you can see. You can see me, a glimpse of me in the mirror there. And yes, I was wearing the same things I wore on the West House tour. If you haven't watched that one. I like the wood on the closet doors, very, very nice. Again, you see the clerestory windows in here. You see how it flows to the outside. Now, this bedroom is up front, the other side of the house, and you can look out the cinder blocks to see the neighborhood. And when you look at that top window there was a great view of the mountains. Wasn't tall enough to quite capture it. And this room was set up as an office. They should have done something with those sliders there. I don't like the brass. And then we're just gonna kind of scoot on out and head towards the next one. Hey, so if you're new to this channel or you've been here before, just remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you're thinking of buying or selling a home in Palm Springs, I am a Palm Springs real estate broker with decades of experience. I've worked with buyers and sellers in all kind of markets, and when the time is right, I can help you, and you'll find my contact info all over the channel. And let's get back to the tour. A couple of things you might notice as we drive around. One is that a lot of these properties have circular driveways. 10,000 square foot lots, you're on a corner lot, you can do a circular driveway. Also, you will see some grass lawns, but you see a lot of just stone and rock, or even turf in the front yard, and sometimes a combination of both. Let's take a look at a really interesting example of what the Alexander Construction Company did with William Krisel, and that's the Ocotillo Lodge, which was actually where the check-in was for the event. And after the check-in, there was a pretty amazing, comprehensive display you could look at that really went through the history of the Alexander Construction Company, a lot about William Krisel, a lot about the Twin Palms neighborhood, and really, really, really well done. One of my favorite things at the exhibit was some models they put together of what these houses kind of looked like originally, or what the plans were originally. I think it's interesting that as you drive around the neighborhood now, you'll see a lot of them had garages. Originally, those were carports, and you see a lot of those breezeways were also enclosed later on. So just a little bit of history there about the Twin Palms neighborhood. And then here's one of the units they opened up. So the Ocotillo Lodge started out life as a hotel with quite the elaborate ballroom, and it was the place to be. And subsequently, it was all turned into condos. And as you can see, each unit, I think there's over 100 units, has pretty nice yard and view of the mountains. And you see on this one, they took down, I think, this wall here to make it more of like a studio than a one bedroom. And the size of these are either 525 square feet or 590 square feet, but with the indoor-outdoor lifestyle and kind of all the elements of what Krisel designed. Just really, really unique, cool kind of place. So as we're driving over to the next Krisel, I want to show you a little bit of where the name came from, a little bit of confusion. So originally, each one of these houses had two palm trees. The Alexander Company gave each homeowner two palm trees. And not to be confused with Frank Sinatra's house in the movie colony neighborhood, which was also called Twin Palms because he had two palm trees. So you got the Twin Palms neighborhood, and you've got Frank Sinatra's house called Twin Palms, just a Palm Springs kind of thing. All right, let's check this one out. So as I mentioned earlier, even though the exteriors looked different on many of these Alexanders, the interiors were basically the same floor plan. As you see, here's just a different vision of the same layout and floor plan as the earlier Alexander we saw. This one has lots of color, and one of the things you see as a lot of people remodel these houses is wall coverings or wallpaper and very bright colors, just kind of to give it that really authentic vibe even around the pool. So we've driven around Twin Palms. I've shown you some properties in Twin Palms Estates, told you a little bit about the history, and now we have some more bonuses. So don't go anywhere quite yet. I'm going to show you the brochure that Modernism Week gave to all the attendees. It's really cool. It's also posted online on the Twin Palms Neighborhood Organization site. And I'm going to show you, of course, where the neighborhood is on the map. And then we're going to look at actually kind of what do some of these properties cost, just in case you're interested in buying a home in Twin Palms Estates or anywhere else in Palm Springs. And I'm going to drop some of these links in the description. And no, they are not affiliate. While you're here and I have your attention, come on, hit that subscribe button and then let's keep continuing with these bonus features on Twin Palms. So this was the cover of the really nice brochure that was handed out to all the paying attendees of the Twin Palms neighborhood tour. It's put together, I guess, by Modernism Week, and it's on the Twin Palms Neighborhood Organization website. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this up there, but it was on there now, so I figured I'd just walk you through it. They give a little history of the neighborhood. In 1957, Twin Palms became the desert's first completed modernist neighborhood. And they didn't call it mid-century modern then because it was just modernist. And it was designed by William Krisel, built by the Alexander Construction Company. They give you some other background of what happened there. Maybe you can stop the video and read it. Here's a neighborhood map, and these were the properties on the tour. We, of course, did see the Ocotillo Lodge. We stopped at this 1095 East Twin Palms Drive. We also stopped at 1081. The others I didn't get to. A little hint, if you're ever doing this tour and they tell you to walk between all of them, drive. I walk a lot, 4, 5, 6 miles a day sometimes, but I was with some people and they were just getting too hot and dry. This is the condo we saw at the Ocotillo Lodge. The owners give a little blurb about um, their kind of experience. They bought this one in 2022. We stopped at this property as well. I think this one was really, really, really well done inside, and I had a lot of video on that you've already seen. And we stopped at this one, 1081. Again, same floor plan. As I mentioned, these Chrysler's all seem to have the same floor plan. This is one of my favorite houses, and I just didn't get a chance to get inside and get any video for you. Maybe next year on the tour, either in October or February. It looks like it was really well done as well. Now, this one. Yep, that is what it looked like. I do have video, but I don't know if it fits in for the vibe of the rest of what I've been showing. This property looks great as well. Didn't get to it. Really like what they did here with this wallpaper and the artwork. Very authentic mid-century furniture. They talk about the celebrities that have called Twin Palms home. And let's see, Ray Bradbury. A lot of people know him. I don't know some of these other people. Shecky Green, old comedian Betty Hutton, Eddie Fisher, and Debbie Reynolds. If you don't know who they were the parents of a very famous actress that was in the Star Wars movies. And there's some Twin Palms landmarks. And then some thank yous to everyone who made the 2025 Twin Palms home tour possible. Oh, this is really cool. They show you the actual Dunn& Edwards paint colors specified for use in Twin Palms. Also, this does show the standard floor plan. As I mentioned, these are all carports originally. A lot of them are enclosed garages, 1,600 square feet. Palmer and Krisel, actually, we always talk about William Krisel, but it was the architectural firm of Palmer and Krisel. And this is the current blade for the Twin Palms neighborhood. So I hope you liked that. And now let me kind of take a deep dive into the map. Okay, so let's take a look at where the Twin Palms neighborhood is on the map. And first, let me just kind of come out a little bit here. So you see where the Ocotillo Lodge is. You're in South Palm Springs. Downtown is up here. See where the airport is. Now you're far south enough there that you should be well out of the windiest areas. And you're far south enough that if you head further out this way, you get to Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert. So maybe a little bit closer to some other things than other parts of Palm Springs. So the neighborhood goes along here. Sunrise Way turns into South Laverne Way. You come down along here, comes back up here. So it kind of like that little triangle. Sorry, these other things keep popping up. And that's Twin Palms. I mentioned Smoke Tree Ranch earlier because this used to be called something like Smoke Tree Estates. That's maybe why some people still call it Twin Palms Estates. I just always call it Twin Palms Estates to maybe differentiate from Frank Sinatra's house called Twin Palms, or because there's so many Racquet Club Estates and other estates kind of thing. So it was Smoke Tree, where I think Disney lived there before he moved over down here. Anyway, so that's where we are on the map, and let's look at some homes for sale in Twin Palms if you're thinking of buying a home in Palm Springs. Okay, so let's start off by taking a look at one of the condos in Ocotillo Lodge, and I'm going to drop some links in the description and the comments so that you can look up some listings on your own, either directly on palmspringshousehunt.com or one of my other websites. I have many websites, so very intuitive. If you want to kind of see the bigger pictures, you do that. This unit is very nicely done. I like the use of the colors. I'm going to go back here for a second. You see the wall I was mentioning in the video, the unit we were in on the Twin Palms tour during Modernism Week did not have the wall. So this one has the wall. Very nice. Now let me show you something real cool. Gives you all the information about the listing. And let's say you said, well, I don't like that one. What else is available in the Ocotillo Lodge? Well, you just click on that and it's going to take you there. So when you click on any subdivision or neighborhood, it brings up all the similar properties in that neighborhood. So now this is bringing up all the condos in the Ocotillo Lodge. And I just want to point out on my websites and my results, I'm always showing the neighborhoods. And if you're looking, for example, in Historic Tennis Club, or you're looking in Vista Las Palmas or Old Las Palmas Movie Colony, or someone asked me about this ranch club the other day. So that is really helpful when you're searching by neighborhoods, because in Palm Springs, neighborhoods are everything. So as you scroll down here, you'll see it brings up all the results. We looked at this one. Let's take a look at this one. It's over 100,000 less. Let's see if there's any big difference. Looks nice, shows nice, has that wall as we mentioned, which in the video didn't have that. I've seen some of them with better kitchens than that, but priced appropriately. One thing, if I've gotten you interested in the Ocotillo Lodge, the HOA dues are, I think, a little bit high, but it's on fee land, not on leased land. So, yeah, $7.99 a month, but there's no land lease. All right, let's take a look at a single family residence in Twin Palms. Okay, this is a classic uh, Krisel and looks quite nice. It is on the market right now. The time I did this video doesn't mean it's going to be available when you see this video. You never can tell. Very nicely done, and this floor plan should start to be looking familiar. We've been through two others like this one. And so this one's on the market for $1,650,000, published in the New York Times, LA Times, and featured in Curbed.com. Turnkey furnished mid-century modern on fee simple land, designed by Palmer and Krisel and built by the Alexander Company on the original model row. All right, looks pretty nice. Well, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully you learned a bit more about Twin Palms and mid-century modern and got a little taste of what it's like to go on the Modernism Week Tour. I certainly highly recommend it if you can be in town during Modernism Week. The main event is in February, but they have a shorter version in October as well. I've gone to both, and you see a lot of footage on this channel that I've shot in Modernism Week over the years. And I also like driving around Palm Springs. So you see my driving videos, kind of a car guy. And just don't forget, I'm a real estate broker, not just a YouTuber. So when it's time for you to buy or sell in Palm Springs, look me up. I will help you out.